Welcome back to the Chaos, everyone. ChaosEclipse here. We are back on Smalland, Survive the Wilds. Disclaimer, very quickly, before the video even starts. I mean, technically it's already started, but you know what I mean. This video is going to be extremely boring. Extremely boring. The reason why I say that is because it is literally just me farming for materials. This is the exciting things about survival games that nobody wants to show you. I mean, it can be fun, you know. It just depends on like how you're feeling. Like right now, I'm feeling kind of chill. I don't really want to do anything. I don't want to be stressed or anything like that. So we're just gonna go and we're gonna get a whole bunch of pyrite. The reason for the pyrite is so that we can sell it for hoots. Technically, I can. Well, I'll probably do that too. I can go and get some of the blood sacks from the colony spiders, and it's not that they're hard to get. I'll probably do it anyway, but you don't get many of them is the thing. Like you farm. The farming for those is worse than the farming for the pyrite. The pyrite's at least there and you can just pick it up. The blood sacks, they just don't drop half the time. But anyway, during this, first of all, thank you for joining me. You don't have to, but thank you. During this, I wanted to talk about something that I noticed with the controllers on the PS5. Obviously, if you're not on PS5, this is not going to pertain to you or anything like that, but I do think that it's not noticeable. And the reason why I say it's not noticeable is because I've only experienced it in one game. So what I mean with the controllers is, let me see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, technically 6. Okay, so I have 2 black controllers. One is an old black controller, one is a newer one. I have not tried the newer one. I should probably do that to make sure I give you guys correct info. And then I have 3 red controllers. Well, technically one magenta and then 2 of the volcanic red. So the old black controller, we're going to start there. And this is a specific game that I'm talking about here. So if you guys go back and you look at my videos, you'll see on there's a playlist for a game called Armor Reforger. It's a great game. It's a military simulator game. Kind of feels like DayZ, which DayZ was made off of Arma, so that explains it. But the whole reason that I bring this up is because the old black controller, like I said, I have not tried the new one. I will probably go back and try that because I think I'm actually going to make a video on this as well. But I'm just telling you guys now, that way you're not just completely bored out of your minds. Are you chasing us? Yeah, see, there's pyrite down there too, and there's a whole bunch of colony spiders down there. I'll probably go down there too. So Armor Reforger, with the old black controller, when you're trying to shoot in that game, it doesn't allow you to shoot correctly. Like it'll, and I don't know if this is I think it is an update that that Armor Reforger did. However, I don't know why it's acting different with the different controllers. So when you're using the old black controllers, like I said, I have not tested the new one. That's the only reason I'm stating that it's for the old ones. When you're using the old black controllers and you try to shoot a single shot weapon, like the I don't remember if they call it an M16 or M4. It might not even be either one of those. It looks like an M16 though. When you're using the M16 in the game and you go to shoot, you have to basically spam the button. Like you press it once and it does nothing. Push it again, it does nothing. You have to literally hit it like 3 to 5 times back to back just to get off one shot with the old black controller. And I was like, oh, it's just an old controller. Like my controller's messing up. That's not what it is. Because I did some research and it actually took me a while to find it. Come to find out that it's literally the controller itself. So, like I said, I'm not sure how this works because I didn't think there'd be like different programming. Like I know that internally they look different because I've taken them apart to fix like stick drift and stuff like that. And no, I didn't mess them up or anything, so that's not what it is. Because like I said, I'm not the only one that's come to experience this. But like I said, with the old black controller, you have to press it 3 to 5 times just to get off one shot on single shot weapons. However, when I switched to either my magenta one or the oh, what the hell was that? It was just the graphics from the wall, yeah. When I switched to either the volcanic red or the magenta one, I press it once and the shot, like, it shoots perfectly fine, no issues, no nothing. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I just thought that that was an interesting thing that I wanted to point out to you guys, mainly because I don't know what else to talk about. But that has me curious about other times when, which I can't think of any. I'm sure it's happened, but I can't think of any. But maybe other times where, like, a game messed up, or like I thought I dodged, or I thought I did something and it didn't happen, but it was due to like lag, or at least I thought it was due to lag. I wonder if it's maybe the controllers messing up with the game. Because like I said, with the game or with the controllers, I didn't think there's any type of like different programming. Maybe there's like a certain reading input. I mean, obviously there is, but like maybe there's like a certain frequency or a certain pressure mechanic for the buttons, because obviously they have the haptic feedback and all that, and some you have to like push harder or not push as hard, things like that. But Armor Reforger doesn't have that. So the fact that that's even like the fact that I'm even mentioning that, it shouldn't be a thing, at least not for that game. However, it is, and it's for the single shot weapons. I don't know about like grenades or anything, because I've only noticed it with the R2 button when I'm trying to shoot. So it's something I might be testing in the future with other games. But like I said, I'm probably also going to make a video on it with Armor Reforger. So I started playing it again. I started playing that and Black Ops 6 again recently. I think I mentioned that in the last one. But anyway, the fact that I've been playing those, that's when I noticed the whole thing with the black controller. And well, not the only reason, the main reason I noticed it was because I had just finished playing something, so my red controller was dead, so I switched over to the black controller, and I was playing Armor Reforger, and for some reason I couldn't shoot, and I kept dying back to back, and I was like, man, did I really get that much worse at the game? And then I noticed that it's not me, it's like the controller, it's not firing when I'm pushing the button. And I was like, okay, so like, did they do an update? Like, are the guns jamming? Because I think there are games out there where the gun can actually jam and you have to like fix it and stuff like that. So that's initially what I started looking for. I started looking for some type of mechanic that's like, oh, hey, your gun's jammed, and it just doesn't tell you. It's just like it jams if it's not firing. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, let me figure out how to fix that, or not how to fix that, but how to unjam the gun, basically. Like, what button is it? So I started doing all this research and stuff, and I never found anything on like guns jamming or anything, but I did find other people saying that their gun's not shooting. And of course, these are on like subreddits and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, it's a skill issue, you know, just people trolling, like, that don't actually have an answer. But they're like, oh, it's a skill issue, or your controller has drift, which didn't even make sense. Or they would tell you like to reinstall the game, or, you know, something like that. Basically, a whole bunch of people just guessing at what the problem could be, but no one had actually had the issue and was able to like resolve it. And then finally I came across one guy who, I guess, well, I don't know if he actually had the issue, but he mentioned it. He's like, well, have you tried a different controller? And the guy was like, actually, yeah, like, and these are like years apart, not years, but maybe months. And the guy's like, actually, yeah, he goes, I ended up switching back to the white controller, the controller that came with the game. He goes, and it works perfectly fine. And they're like, oh, it's your black controller, it's not, that's messed up. And the guy's like, no, he's like, every time I use any of my black controllers, it does that. But if I switch to my white controller, it works perfectly fine. And I tested that myself by going back, and trying the black controller, which, yes, it still does it. It does not let you shoot correctly with the black controller. And then I switched over to my red controller, and it works perfectly fine. So I'm just curious if anyone else has experienced that, not necessarily in Armor Reforger, but just in any game in general. Because that makes me think that maybe the games that I think I'm bad at, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not bad. Maybe it's just the controllers are messing up. You know what I mean? Probably not, but that's just me hoping. But yeah, so anyway, we're just getting the pyrite so that we can get... We're going to get a whole bunch of hoots. Oh, and I also already made the superb treat, which if you didn't watch a previous video, you won't know what I'm talking about. But the superb treat is a treat that we learned from Sarnak. It's a treat that Granger needs, so that, well, he doesn't need it, but he wants it, and he said that he'll trade you that if he'll get you if you give him the treat, the superb treat, then he'll teach you how to make his hand cannon. So that's what we're doing. And then I also made some of the fire sand, which I don't know why I made the fire sand. I thought that I had to, but I guess I didn't. It's just like we already have it, which I'm eventually going to need fire sand anyway if we're going to start using that that ranged weapon, because I think you need the fire sand in order to make the quote-unquote bullets. I don't know what else you need though. Probably a whole bunch of pyrite that I'm wasting right now trying to farm just to get the hoots. I believe I have a whole bunch of pyrite back at the base too, but I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not gonna waste what's at the base. I'll just grab new pyrite so that I can what are you attacking from way over there? Is it the water? You can't come in the water? It's not even deep. I think it is. Okay. Oh, look. That's one of the oh, I can't attack it. That's one of the Halloween things I was talking about in the last one. So they're incorporeal. Evidently, if you have a thing, then they're corporeal to where you can attack them, they can attack you. But I guess the Halloween thing's still going on. The last video I did was actually earlier today. It's November 1st for me, so I don't know how long the Halloween thing is going to last. But one of the things that I don't like is that there's 3 spells that you can get during the Halloween event. I don't have any spells, so I don't know how that would work at all, because I don't even know how to do the spells or anything, because we're not to that point yet. So at the moment, unfortunately, I'm just kind of ignoring the whole Halloween event because I can't really do anything with any of the new spells. And there's other stuff too, but it all seems to be related, or not all of it, but the majority of it seems to be related around the new magic and stuff like that, that, like I said, I don't really have access to. So just kind of ignoring it, honestly. Like, there's no point in going with it any further. Alright, we'll get that in a second. I'm going to come up here. And by the way, like I said, this is going to be a boring video. You guys are going to see me clear out the entire place of this pyrite here. I'm going to grab every single piece of pyrite. So, like I said, buckle in. It's going to be a doozy. And then, I don't know if I'll continue. Like, it just depends on how long I'm still rambling and if I even have anything left to talk about. I'm also going to go over to the Forbidden Lands to get a whole bunch of pyrite there, because I think the pyrite here, I think I did this before, and that's what gave me the 254 hoots, or whatever the number we had. I think it was like 274. So since I'm still not going to have the 500, I'm going to need more than whatever is here. So I'm going to head to the Forbidden Lands and do that too, but I may or may not record for that one. Ah, poop. Another one of the wisps. Also, there's a beetle there that he's stuck. He can't get out of there, so you don't really have to worry about him. He'll still aggro on you, but he just can't come out of there. He stays like next to that black hole. He can walk around up there, but he can't come over here. I don't know. Got downs or something. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I didn't mean it to insult anyone, just to clarify that. I was trying to be funny and it was bad taste. My apologies. I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. I take that back. I have plenty of problems admitting when I'm wrong. Not about that, but about other things. Like, I'll argue with people on Facebook, and then they'll prove me that I'm wrong. And at that point, I'm like, no, you know what? I'm gonna get this dude pissed off. and I just keep arguing with them, even though I know I'm wrong. I don't know. At that point, I'm annoyed. I don't want to annoy them or something. I don't know. I'm weird, guys. Judge me harshly, because I deserve it. All right, those ones. Actually, here we can do this. Help us here. Boom, look at that. Easy. Yeah. So these ones. What you would normally have to do is either use a grappling hook or drop from up there to get up here, because I don't think you can kind of climb that wall at all. But luckily we have the wings, so we can just jump up here and grab them. Go back down in a second. Go. Grab these. Oops. Oh, that's too high. That's the beetle behind us, in case you guys are wondering what that sound is. Come on! Okay, we'll go in here. Then out here. Still almost missed it. Go. Here. Oh, we already got those. Over here. Yeah, I'm also still debating about the Arc Raiders game. Talked about that in the last one too. And the whole reason I'm debating on that one is because of what I said in the last video. So if you missed the last video, I'll give you a quick recap. Arc Raiders seems really fun. Seems like a game like Vigor. Hang on. I had to cough. It seems like a game like Vigor. Now, don't get me wrong, it's definitely way more advanced than Vigor, but it's similar to Vigor. It's the same type of game. It's like Escape from Tarkov. However, I can't really talk about Escape from Tarkov because I don't play that on PC and it's not on PlayStation, so I can't really talk about Escape from Tarkov. That's why I'm comparing it to Vigor, because you guys have seen me play Vigor. Actually, technically, it's like, and I played the... Well, you guys don't know how much I played it, but I played quite a bit. That one game, Hunt Showdown. It's a lot like that. A lot like that now that I think about it. Like it's PvPvE. However, the games like that, there is a huge issue with those that a lot of people ignore. I mean, they know they're there. We know they're there. Everybody knows it's there. But it's not really talked about. So that's what we're going to talk about today too, I guess. Because like I said, I don't really have anything else to talk about. So, games that are PvEVP. If you get the game when it releases, it's a great game. It's amazing. They're fun. You have your exploration. You have your PvE in there. You have your PvP, which is optional. I mean, it's still open world, and sometimes it does get forced. Oh, damage from something. And sometimes it gets. Oh, I didn't mean a bandage. I was trying to eat. Sometimes it gets forced on you. The PvP, or yeah, the PvP does. However, it's still fun. Like even when it happens, because it's spontaneous. You know what I mean? All right, there we go. So it's fun. It's great when you first start. Now, like I said, that's when you first start. The problem with games like that, like I said, that nobody really talks about, the problem is that they're only fun for so long. And the reason why I say that is because there's a point where it doesn't, it's no longer fun, and it depends on how often you're playing the game. And I think that's why they still do it, because obviously every dev out there wants you to play their game and nothing else. That's how the gaming industry works. The more you play their game, the more quote unquote successful they are, and they're still getting money. Even if it's like just a buy one time game type thing, they're still getting more money. They are. Because you have people like myself, or people like, not necessarily me, but people that are influencers that keep streaming their game, or they keep playing their game, things like that, and it brings more people in. So no matter what, even if you're not buying another copy or anything like that, technically the game is still successful. Now, the issue with it, like I talked about in the last one, comes with how long you play the game for. If you keep playing it and that's all you play nonstop, you have no problem. You're great. You're set. However, someone like me, a casual gamer that does not really stick with games, I jump from game to game. And I'm not saying this is their fault. This is definitely my fault. But someone who does not stick with the game, it becomes an issue for them with the gameplay because you suffer from it. And what I mean by that is how can I say this? Over time, the game gets harder. Not the game itself, but sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Honestly, it's just the PvP gets harder. You guys are like, how does PvP get harder? It's PvP. Here's the thing. With a game like that, there is a skill tree in there for those of you who don't know. With a game like that, the issue is that if you're not playing the game, if you don't keep your character maxed out, and you could argue that this is with any MMO, which technically it is, but shooters are a lot different. But I say it becomes harder because when you first start the game, when everyone first starts the game, everyone is learning the game together. Everyone is at their own skill level. You know what I mean? So like everything you know, I know because we played the same amount of time. You might have a little bit more knowledge than me, or I might have a little bit more knowledge than you, and that's not really going to break the game. What breaks the game is having someone join the game 3 months after it released for people who like can't afford it, or they just have different priorities. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that people who don't have it can't afford it, but I'm just saying, like, not everyone's going to buy a game right when it comes out. Like, you know, sometimes people want to wait on reviews. Sometimes they can't afford it. Myself, I'm debating because I'm not going to lie. It could be a little bit of financial issue for me. I could probably get it, but it's not at the top of the list for me. You know what I mean? Like, I got bills and shit, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that got bills. And you guys are like, oh, it's only $40. Yeah, well, I don't make anything from YouTube, so I wish I did. Wish I made more. Speaking of which, share my videos, guys. I need to make more from YouTube. Anyway, so the whole thing with why it becomes harder is because of the PvP. Like I said, when everyone first starts a game, you basically go and you do everything sort of at the same pace. You're going to have those people that go out there, they play the game nonstop, 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, all that. And yes, they're going to get ahead of you. But you're still slowly progressing behind them a tiny bit, where someone who, like I said, can't afford it, it's not their priority, whatever, they wait 3 months to get the game. By the time they get the game at those 3 months, the people who are grinding the game nonstop, they already know how to react to the different arcs out there. The arcs are the robots, by the way. They already know how to react to all the arcs that are out there. They know they know where all the players are going to spawn in. Like, every single player has a set spawn in the game. And that is a thing. So they're already going to know where those are at. They're going to know where people are coming from. They're going to know, like, little tips and hints, like every time a player dies, you'll see a flare in the sky. If you're playing threes and you see 3 flares, you know, technically that mean that someone wiped a team. It could also mean that there's 2 teams fighting, and that like so many people from each team died. But if you don't hear any more gunshots, more than likely one team wiped the other. You know, they're like little things like that people don't really pay attention to. Those are the things that they're already going to know ahead of time. And obviously, I haven't really played it that much. I mean, I played the server slam, and that was it. But to me, that stuff is a little common sense. It's not going to be like that for everyone. Like, a lot of people are still not going to understand a lot of things about the game, and that's fair. I mean, I get it. Like, unless you're out there grinding it, you know, that is 100% fair. Other flies were coming. But it becomes an issue when those people who have been grinding, they become max level. That's where the main issue comes into play. The people that are max level, what's going to happen from there? Are they coming down here? So what's going to happen from there? Calm down, buddy. Get up there. There we go. So what's going to happen is those people that are max level, they have nothing else to do. They know the game in and out. They know where people are spawning. They know how to react to all the robots. Their main thing at that point is maybe, and this depends on how they play, depends on a lot of stuff, but their main thing is maybe getting the best weapons and the best gear in the game. But even then, let's say they already have the best gear in the game. They already have the best weapons. What happens then? Their only goal for playing that game from then on is PvP. They're going to hunt down every single player on the server and take them out just for clout, for street cred, so that they can get video clips. Even if they're not YouTubers or anything like that, they still want recognition that they're the best on the server. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's what PvP is all about. It's about the PvP of it. You know what I mean? So, like, obviously, if you're doing PvP in a game, you're going to want to be the best. You're going to want to, you know, continue that adrenaline rush of killing the players back to back over and over. And no one can stop you. Like, that's what it's all about. You want to feel powerful. However, for the person who just picked up the game, you know, it's some kid of not even like a kid, like maybe a teenager, like a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, who their parents, you know, they have other priorities, they have other focuses, but they're like, oh, you know what, my kid's doing good in school. I want to treat this guy to a game he's wanted. Let me get him Arc Raiders for Christmas, which is exactly 3 months away. Well, at this point, 2 months, but still, you know, it's basically 3 months. So that kid's excited. He just got a new game. He wants to play it. He can't wait to jump in there. He jumps in there. You have some 30-year-old YouTuber who, and don't get me wrong, because this is where I want to be, so I'm not trying to insult this guy, but you have some 30-year-old YouTuber who doesn't work because YouTube is his job, and all he does is play Arc Raiders. He runs into that 15-year-old kid. Half of these people, not all of them, half of these people will destroy that kid just because they know they can. Instead of saying, hey man, let me help you. This is how you do. Like, instead of offering helpful advice, especially when they hear that it's a kid. Like, I mean, 15, you probably did, you know, hit puberty or whatever. But say it's a 12-year-old, you know, they're still going to have a little squeaker voice, you know what I mean? Instantly, that kid's going to die. And when he starts crying or however he reacts, the YouTuber or whatever is just going to make fun of him. They're going to turn it into a video, and that kid no longer enjoys that game. He doesn't want to play it anymore, because no matter what happens, he's always going to run into people like that. Or at least that's how he feels. Granted, it's not going to happen every single time, because like I said, not everybody's like that. But I guarantee you a lot of people, that's the whole point of a PvE, PvP game, is killing other players once you're at the top of the thing. What I think they could do to resolve that, and I mentioned this too, is, well, not, I mean, it's iffy. It's not necessarily going to fix it, but it might help. They need to come out, they need to constantly come out with new robots. They need to constantly come out with new maps. They need to constantly come out with new PvE things that will keep people engaged in the PvE side of things. Yes, there's still going to be PvP no matter what, and yes, it's still going to happen. But for it to happen less, that's what they need to do. The only other thing that they can do, which this won't necessarily stop people unless they make it to where it's part of the game and that's how the game reacts, and I don't think anyone will ever do this, but what they can do is they can make it to where if you are max level, they can make it to where you spawn on a specific map in a specific server with other people who are max level. Like I said, don't think they will ever get to that point. I don't see them ever doing that. I don't see any game ever doing that. Hopefully a game does in the future, but I just don't see it happening. But I do think it's a good idea, especially to help out people who are lower levels who do want to play the game. Or, I mean, they could technically even reverse that. I know other games that if you're level 10, you have, yes, you still have the PvP or whatever, but like level 1 to 10 is like an introductory period. So like you'll be in like a noob server basically. And as long as you're in that noob server, like there's certain things, like once you get past level 10, like I said, you'll no longer be in that noob server. But that still does raise the question as to, are people going to abide by that? Because you have people in games like Rocket League, which isn't really even a PvP game. I mean, I guess it's more like a competitive sport. I wouldn't call that PvP, but I guess you can classify it as PvP. But anyway, you have games like that where people will automatically create new accounts just to get into lower level lobbies. And I mean, hell, even professionals. I don't do it because I don't know how to. I think you have to be on PC or something. But even professional players, they'll go out and they will. I need here, not that. They'll go out and they will change how their server, how their matchmaking works, just so that they can get into easier lobbies. Like I hear people doing that all the time. Like I said, I'm not sure how that works. But if there's a way that developers can stop that, or even the publishers, like Sony, hello, do something. Then I think they need to start doing stuff like that just to keep the gaming world fresh. It's like I said, once with a game like Arc Raiders, once people start hitting that max level, it's going to get really bad in there with the PvP. And the games, like, quote me on this. Normally I say don't quote me on this. You can quote me on this. Once people start hitting the whatever the cap is in Arc Raiders, you're going to see the numbers for the game, like as far as like concurrent players, you're going to see that number drop. And that's going to be because the people like myself who are casual players, they're not going to want to play that game anymore, because all they're going to do is they're going to log in and they're going to get wrecked by people who've been playing nonstop since the game released. I'll be honest, it's like Sea of Thieves. It's a PvPvE game, and a whole bunch of people want them to put in only a PvE mode, which technically they have, but there are some disadvantages to that PvE mode. But that's why those people want it. I guarantee you that's why they want it. But like myself, that's also why I don't play the game. It's a great game. I love the way it looks, the way it feels. Everything about it is great. The problem is the open world PvP is more like, it's not necessarily open world, it's you're getting hunted. And that's not, like, if anything, they need to make the game bigger to prevent that. World of Warcraft. You guys are like, what about World of Warcraft? World of Warcraft is one of those games, open world PvP, except that world is so massive and it has different safe zones that it's not bad in that game. Like you have entire zones that are dedicated to lower levels. You have entire zones that are dedicated to only higher levels. That's what makes World of Warcraft one of the most popular games, is they did the balancing, not necessarily the character balancing, but the balancing for new players and experienced players. They did it correctly. They have such space in that game that newer players don't have to worry about. I mean, it still happens, but not as often, because it's also less rewarding for those newer, or for those older players. But they don't have to really worry about getting wrecked by higher levels at a lower level, mainly because there's no reward in it for them. In games like Sea of Thieves, you can take everything, even from the lower levels, which I think is ridiculous. In Ark, oh, not Ark. Well, yeah, Ark too. Shit. Ark, but I meant Ark Raiders. You can take everything from them, just like in Ark, like I said. But World of Warcraft, the only thing that you would actually get from people would be experience if they're the same level or a higher level or around your level, like not necessarily like way lower, but if they're around your level, that's when you'll get stuff from them. You don't actually get to take any of their gear, which is awesome. And I think games that are like PvEVP, like Arc Raiders, I think they should take note of that and try to design a game similar to how WoW did it. Not necessarily an MMO like WoW, not necessarily like with magic and tank and healer and DPS and all that shit. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they need to create a world big enough so that they can create zones for those worlds where if you're level 1 to 10, as long as you don't go outside of your safe zone, you don't have to worry about getting wrecked by other players. Like you're fine in that area, and put enough content in that area where a level 10 doesn't have to venture outside of there. They can if they want to, for those people who like doing that stuff, but don't force them to. And then once they're ready, or once they do, well, I mean, even with the higher levels, like in World of Warcraft, you can go outside of that zone, but even then you don't have to. Obviously, you're going to want to because you're not going to get any experience from quests outside of there. But make it like that to where they can either stay in there or go out or do their own thing on whatever the player decides to do. Give them that free will. Don't make it to where, hey, we're going to throw you in this map. By the way, there might be max level players in here. We don't know. We know you're level 1. We know you just did the tutorial, but we're still going to throw you in here with all these other guys. You got it. And I think that's where a lot of the games that are coming out nowadays struggle with the balancing or the understanding of what people want, because people say, oh, you need to balance your game, and they start thinking about numbers and they're like, oh, it's our guns, certain guns are too strong. I didn't mean a bandage. I think I just wasted a bandage. But they start nerfing guns or abilities or something because they think that that's what people want with the balance. That's not what people want. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is what they're talking about with the balance. But for the most part, it's not. It's the balance of keeping people in their own lane and fighting their own levels, where it's literally skill-based and not, hey, I have more abilities than you, so I can easily wreck you just because I've played the game longer than you. That's not what people want, and that's what the developers need to understand. And I just keep I feel like I'm just rambling about the same thing over and over, no matter what I say. But yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking around and hanging around. What are you guys playing right now? Like I said, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. Armor Reforger, a little bit here and there. Obviously, I'm playing this. I won't lie, I am going to have more Bounty Star videos for you guys, but I haven't really played it that much. Like, I played it that one time with you guys for that video, and I have not picked it back up. Unless there's a lot of interest in that game in the future, you guys probably won't see a lot more videos from that, because even when I did play it, I really didn't get a big response. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It is a unique game, and I don't think a lot of people are going to be playing it anyway, but I'm not sure if that's something that that I want to even continue playing. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just think it's not a game for me. There's a game coming out November 4th, I think it is. I don't know. Now I gotta look it up. You guys distracted me. You guys are like, we're not even talking to you. What the hell are you talking about? Let's see, November 4th. Oh, see, yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to get it, but I don't know if I'm going to do anything with that. There's already so many videos of that. So, Satisfactory. That game is, and that game's been out for years in early access. But it's just coming to PS5 on November 4th. So I'm thinking about picking it up, but I don't know for sure if I want to or not. I mean, I think it'll be fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad game or anything. I don't know if I actually want to get it or not, because if I do get it, and this is the issue that I run into with being a PS5 content creator, is it's not a new game for anyone out there unless you're on PS5. So if you only play PS5 like I do, yeah, my videos would be helpful for you, and you may or may not come across my videos and watch them. However, if you never find my videos, that means I don't get views, and me making coming this way. Me making content of a game that's been out forever is probably not going to get many views anyway. Oh, I don't do this. Me making content for a game that's been out forever may not get many views anyway, and if it does, like, it won't be something that's going to be real popular. So even if I do get views, it won't be a lot. And don't get me wrong, I don't play games just for the views, but I make videos for the views. And the problem is, if I get really sucked into Satisfactory, like, because from what I've seen, it looks like a really intense game. It looks like a game that I would probably want to play for a while. But if I get really sucked into that, it's going to hurt putting out videos of other games. And what I mean is, like this game right now, Smalland. I have played this game before. You guys can see the other playlists. I think I have 2 separate playlists. And I didn't finish it. I got sucked into other games. I didn't finish it, and I just kind of stopped. I have so many backlog games that I just never finish. And it's not that I can't finish them. It's not that I don't want to. They're all fun games. It's just I end up picking up another game, or I burn myself out on the current game, and I'm like, you know what? I need something else. Like, I don't know if that's a whole ADHD thing. I don't know if that's some other kind of condition, or maybe it's just me being dumb. Like, maybe that's just me. But it's definitely an issue, because I do buy games that I never finish and stuff, and it becomes a really big issue because it's expensive. And yes, I do it to myself, but obviously I need to stop doing it. But it does happen. So if I get Satisfactory, I need to worry about me playing that all the time, because if I start playing that all the time, then obviously I'm going to stop playing these other games that I'm doing videos on for you guys. And if I do videos on Satisfactory, like I said, not many people will watch it, because a lot of you are probably on PC and you've already played it, or it could be a game that you're just not interested in, even if you're on PS5. So that just reduces the number more and more and more and more, and it's just not a good thing. So there's just a lot of stuff that goes into it. I mean, it doesn't seem like it. You're like, oh, you make videos. Yeah, I do, but I also want to try to make a profit off of it. And not saying that I want you guys to give me money. Like I said, I'll never ask you for money. Don't get me wrong. You want to donate and stuff, there's buttons there. You can do that. But I'm not going to be like, hey guys, I need $500. Like, I'm not going to do that. The crazy thing is, I've seen other streamers do that, and people do it. People give them money. I've thought about doing it just because I'm like, maybe it's not a bad thing to ask for money. Like, I have a hard time asking for money when I'm in need of it. You know what I mean? So going around and just asking people for money, especially popular streamers, that they get money no matter what. Like, I have seen newer videos of people like Asmongold. I think Ludwig was one of them, and there's one other one. Moist Critical Moist, whatever his name is, Penguin Zero. I don't know his name. You guys know who I'm talking about. Moist Critical, I think. Um, People like him, they say, hey, don't give streamers money. I 100% agree with that. You know how much money they get in just revenue from their ads? Like, that's where I'm trying to go. That's why I said, if you guys really want to support me, you don't have to pay anything. Just watch my videos. Like, we get money from that. I don't get much, but that's only because I have 2,400 subscribers. And oh, look, here's one of those things that I was telling you about down here where the colony spiders are. I already got this one now. But that's the thing is like, I only have 2,400 subscribers, so I don't get money out of it. Like, I'll tell you how much I get. It's like, oh, okay. I thought it might have been the wasp up top. I maybe get. I don't still have combat music. I maybe get $100 every 3 months. So $100 every 3 months. Don't get me wrong, it helps. It's definitely something I can use. It's not petty money to me. I love when people are like, "Oh, it's only like $20. That's easy. You can go get it." $20 is a lot of money to me. Like I don't have that streamer money yet. I'm not rich. You know what I mean? In fact, I wouldn't even say that I'm like in the middle class. I would say I'm poor. I would say I'm poor. That's why I'm trying to do this stuff so that I can, like, I have so many different side hustles that I try that some of them are making a little bit of profit, which is definitely helping, because it's combined. So like $100 from YouTube every 3 months. What's another one I did? Making books on Amazon. Never made any money from that. Doing affiliate links on Amazon, I made $10 from that. I don't think I can cash that out, so it's like 100 though. So still can't do anything with it, but it's working because I've obviously made $10 from it. So I just need to continue to do it. So I have like a whole bunch of different little side hustles. I'm not going to list them all. But I have a whole bunch of different side hustles that, over time, yes, they make me money. And some of them are working, some of them are not. I'm trying to figure out which ones work, which ones I'm comfortable with doing, because I'm not one of those people, like I said, I won't ask you guys for money. I won't ask for, like, I'm bad at sales, so I won't do anything that requires me to sell anything to a person. At least the marketing side of it. I think I'd be good at marketing, but I don't like doing the whole, and I'm not saying everyone does this, but basically the lying aspect of it. I worked for, and I don't care, I'll say it because I don't like the company. I mean, I like their services, don't get me wrong, but I don't like the type of people I worked for, so I guess maybe it's not the company. But anyway, I worked at Spectrum for a while. And I'll be honest with you, I sold, to an old lady, I sold a cell phone. And this is when Spectrum recently, well, I don't want to say recently, this was like maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't even remember now. They started coming out with like their cell phone service. And it was a newer thing to them, so they were pushing all of their salespeople, which technically I wasn't even sales. I worked in retention. I was more focused on, or I was supposed to be focusing on keeping the customer. So like people who call in to disconnect or whatever, my whole job was to keep that person. However, what they don't tell you, even in retention, is you're basically a salesperson. So when someone calls in to disconnect their services, you are supposed to befriend them, so to speak, make them think that you're on their side. They didn't say this. This is me interpreting what happened and how they taught us. But you're supposed to befriend them, make them think you're on their side, agree with them, get personal information from them by having normal conversations. And what I mean by that is, so say you call in and you have internet service with us, but you no longer want that internet service because you found a cheaper service that will give you more megabytes per second or more gigs per second, or you heard about Google Fiber, things like that. Now, because Google Fiber is such a big name, people, and I will say some of this is true. People will think that, oh, Google Fiber is the only one that does Google. They're the only one that has fiber lines. That's not true. Technically, all internet goes through fiber lines. Like that part, they actually teach you the facts about. All internet goes through fiber lines. It just depends on how far those fiber lines go from the pole. Well, not necessarily the pole, from the actual, oh, what's it called? Oh, is it the transformer? It's not the transformer. It's before the transformer. Whatever. There's something that's built, goes from there to the transformer, and then from the transformer down the power lines, from the power lines to your house. Google Fiber, I believe, I could be wrong about this, I believe theirs reaches the furthest as far as, like theirs will go almost all the way to your house. Actually, no, I think Google Fiber does go all the way to your house. Spectrum does not go all the way to your house, but there's also a reason they don't. They don't go to your house because they go to the power line before your house, and then from there it's switched. The reason for that is because the part that hangs down from the telephone pole that goes down to your house, it is very delicate. Well, fiber lines in gen. Did I get everything? I think I got everything. Fiber lines in general are very delicate. Oh God, I'm not expecting you to come down here. It's all right. We'll just go ahead and leave. Fiber lines in general are expensive to fix, and they're also very delicate. So the whole thing with them not going down to your house has to do with that, because if they go down to your house and, like, say a squirrel or something's running across it, is easier for it to break, and it's also a lot more expensive. So if you break one of those lines, it's going to be very expensive for you to go and repair, or even to call a repairman, whether it is through the internet services you got it from, or if it's just a random person, it's still going to be expensive because you're replacing a fiber line. But that's also why Spectrum doesn't do it, is because they're saving money and you still get the same download and upload speeds. I think upload is a tiny bit different, but not by much. But anyway, my point is, I was doing sales for Spectrum, and they were pushing their cell phones. In retention, like I said, you're supposed to befriend people, make them think that you're their friends. You get information from them and about their family to help make the sales. So you guys are like, how does that help? Let me explain that part. Oh, you know what? We have all this pirate. Let's go sell it. So say you call in, and like I said, you want better internet service, right? My whole job is to get you talking about your family, about how many people are in your family. This sounds stalkerish, because it is. This is part of why I didn't like it. But it's to talk about your family. How many people are in your family? What are those people like watching on TV? And you keep in mind, you called in about your internet. Who cares about your TV, right? Well, that's where I come in. I'm the guy that's gonna change your mind about the services. So you called in about all this stuff, and then come to find out you don't have Spectrum TV. And I just got all this information about you, about your kids, how they like to watch Dora the Explorer on Nickelodeon, or the Cartoon Network, and somebody. Oh, I think I came way too far. Wait, is it? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so they like watching Nickelodeon, the Cartoon Network, things like that, things that your current cable provider has, but it costs $10 more than what you're paying, than what you would pay with us. So what do? I'm like, oh, hey, did you know that we also have this package here? It would require you to keep our internet though, but I can save you money. We can get you higher internet, higher speed than what you currently have. Say you called in, you only had 500 megabytes per second, which, don't get me wrong, that's a decent amount. But say you called in, you have 500 per second, and you wanted that Google Fiber because you heard it's a gig per second. So Spectrum also has a gig, right? So now I pitch our gig to you, which is a little bit more expensive, but our internet is cheaper, or not our internet, our TV is cheaper, our channels are cheaper, our cable's cheaper. You're going to get more channels, and you're going to be paying a lower price. But you do have to pitch in for that little bit more expensive internet. But you know what? I can bundle it for you, and I can save you a tiny bit more overall. If you look at the prices of the competitor, theirs comes out to, I don't know, 120 bucks. You look at our prices, when I bundle it for you, it only comes out to 100. And at that point, you're still getting the better internet. You're getting better channels at a cheaper rate, and you don't have to go through the hassle of disconnecting us. Where if you go with them, you're going to have to wait until they come out, they install everything for you. It's going to be a pain in the butt because you have to get the box mailed to you and all this stuff. That's my job. I have to tell you about all that stuff. And that's how we make sales. That's how retention makes sales. A lady called in, like I said, an old lady. She was calling about her cell phone. And like I said, my job was retention, just to try to keep her services. Actually, she wasn't calling about her cell phone. She was calling about something else. But my job was to keep her services. And like I said, at the time, and we get 220 hoots after all that. So at the time, oh wait, do I have enough of the other things? Yeah, see, the colony spider abdomens, that's what I was talking about. You need 10 of them just to get 2 hoots. And I only got 7 out of all those spiders that I killed. That's why I don't like those. I'm just going to drop those because I don't use them anyway. But anyway, so this lady calls in. She's trying to disconnect her internet or TV, something like that. And me, unfortunately, I lied to her. I told her that I had a better offer for her. I made it sound better. And I regret doing it. I do. The reason why I did it is because I was new to Spectrum at the time when this happened. I was new to Spectrum. And I was not getting as many sales because I was one of the few people who was honest with the customers and not lying to them about our services. If you had better service, I had a really hard time selling to you. If overall your service was going to be better than ours, or you had something that we couldn't compete with, I wouldn't be one of those salespeople who would actually point out the pros and cons, because that's how a lot of people did it, is they would just point out the pros of our service and the cons of their service, making us sound better. It doesn't mean we were better. They were just making it that way so that they could get the sale. And don't get me wrong, when you work in sales, even retention, like I said, I was not sales, I was retention, but even retention, we get a commission off of what we sell. So they were pushing really hard for us to do stuff, and because our phone services were new, that was what our main focus was when people call in, we need to have that conversation with them, ask them about their families, ask them what kind of service they currently use, all that stuff. And a lot of people would just get pissed, and they're like, why are you asking me about my cell phone service when I called in about internet? Things like that. And we would have to make up some bullshit lie about, oh, I'm just trying to make sure I can give you the best services possible. And it was bullshit. But that's how you were trained. I ended up selling this lady on a cell phone. And I felt so bad at the end of the day because that was not the type of person I wanted to be. A week later, I quit. Not for me. Can't do it. Have a hard time lying to people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't lie to people. Everyone lies to people. But doing that kind of business, I can't do it. And that's ultimately what put me into hyperdrive with the whole YouTube channel. Learning how to do different edits, learning how to do different things. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. Some of it I just couldn't keep up because of time constraints. If you go back about a year on my channel, and you look at some of the other videos, I tried to make a lot of those more funny, even though they were just still gameplay channels. I think there was this one when I was playing, what was that game? Core Keeper. I was playing that game, and I realized I say a lot, and I say but a lot, and I say things like that. Well, there was this one video that I say but a number of times, like a ridiculous amount of times. And every time I said but, I would put like a little picture of a butt on the screen. It wasn't a real butt because obviously I don't want to get demonetized or anything. It was like a costume butt that you would use for Halloween and stuff like that. Like it was an inflatable butt. And every time I said butt, I would put it on the screen. I think I would put it on the screen. I'd make a fart noise and I'd like shake it. And I was like, oh man, this video is going to be awesome. It's going to get so many views. I think that video did so bad that I never did anything like that again. And it's not that that the video necessarily did bad. It could just be people never came across it because I'm not a big YouTuber, you know. So it could definitely be that. But I never did it again because I got discouraged. But still doing things like that, or at least testing out things like that, is what got me away from or not got me away. It's what motivated me. No, I'm saying this all wrong because I'm not thinking straight. Hold on. Working at places like Spectrum, where they require you to lie for their business to get sales, is what pushed me away from wanting to do a normal job. Yes, I want to have money. Yes, I want to be rich. I want to buy things when I want to buy them without needing to look at my bank account and seeing if I can afford it. Like I want to just go out there and just be like, hey, I can buy this. I can't even do that with food half the time. And that's why I told you guys I'm more down in the poor category, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm not saying it's a great place to be. It's definitely not. Like it can get very stressful very quickly. It's not fun at all. However, I feel better about myself. Doing Spectrum, even like when I first started there, I guess a lot of people they would call in quite a bit. So they came out with a program where if you work 30 days without calling in or whatever, they would give you a bonus for having perfect attendance. Their perfect attendance bonus was $1,000. I got it twice. I could have got it 3 times, but I had something happen that I actually did have to call in for. But I got it twice. And the fact that they even offer that to their new employees and they offered it on 3 separate occasions tells me that they can pay you more than what they're paying you. Like, I think I was making $18 an hour there, which isn't bad for just being like a customer service rep. That's basically what you are. I mean, yes, it was retention, but you're basically a customer service rep. $18 an hour is all you're getting paid for that. But yet they're able to offer every single new employee there over the course of 3 months an extra $3,000 if you continue to show up without missing a day. So if you can do that when I'm not missing a day, and you can also pay people the commission of them, like for them lying for your business and everything, why are you only paying them $18 an hour? And it took me a long time. Like, I'm not saying that I'm perfect or anything. It took me a long time to see those type of things with companies. The fact that it took me as long as it did without realizing that that's how all companies are is ridiculous, because it should not have taken me that long. But I think a lot of people just don't look at that stuff. And the fact that I did start looking at that, that's what... I mean, you can call me lazy if you want. I don't want to work. And it's not that I don't want to work because I'm lazy. Well, first of all, physically right now I can't. I do have a whole ankle thing going on still, which they're talking about surgery, but I'm not a big surgery guy, so I'd prefer not to do surgery. I have physical therapy soon. But anyway, it's not that I don't want to work. It's that I don't want to feed into the corporate BS, and I'm tired of working for people who are just going to tell you what to do while they're out there making the big bucks, and they don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure they did their time and they had to do the crap that I'm telling you now. But if you're okay with feeling like that, like feeling like you did something just because you put money in your pocket, I can't do that. I can't lie to people, especially an old lady who I knew that was not a good deal for her, and I did it because because I was being told to. And I mean, at that point, I also had someone listening on the call, but that's still an excuse. Like, I shouldn't have did that. I feel horrible for it to this day. So now I'm just making a conscious choice to try to do things without being that type of person, you know? It's not worth it. It's really not. So here we are on YouTube making videos. I need to start streaming on Twitch. I don't do enough with oh, it's up there. Yeah, so here's that superb bait that I was talking about. I made that for the guy that we need to go and see. But I don't do enough with the streaming that I could be doing to make enough here. Because I can definitely go. I can stream on Twitch. I can do. I can stream on Twitch. I can go to Kick. There's other platforms too. I mean, Instagram, TikTok. You can make money on all of those, and I just don't do it. Then right now I have, like I said, just a couple side hustles / part-time jobs, if that's what you want to call them, where I'm making up the money to pay my rent and everything else. And I'm not trying to give you guys a sob story or anything like that. I'm just trying to help you guys understand the type of person I am. And I don't even know where all this came from. This is what happens when I talk too much. I just start telling everybody everything. Trying to figure out where this came from. What were we talking about that even got me on this topic? I honestly don't know. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, eventually, being on my channel long enough, whether I talk about it now or I talked about it before, you guys are going to hear about it no matter what. Because if I didn't talk about it now, I probably talked about it earlier. If I didn't talk about it earlier, I'll probably talk about it later. So you guys may have even already heard a lot of this. I don't know if I ever told the Spectrum story before, but I definitely talked about why I'm doing YouTube, but I don't think I went into like that much of a detail as to why I chose YouTube over doing a 9-to-5 job. And don't get me wrong, I understand YouTube is just another one of those things with it's a big corporation and they're just using people. They could definitely pay more in this and that. I understand all that. The difference with that is me doing YouTube, I don't have, I mean I do, but it's not, it's more indirectly and it's more satisfying. The job I do with YouTube caters to my passion. My passion is playing video games. And it caters to that. I'm okay with that. I'm not lying to people when I'm making gaming videos. They still tell you what to do though, like they restrict you with certain things. They have, you know, different things that you can and can't do on their platform. So I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying it is a lot better than having an actual boss telling you, hey, you have to be here at this time, you have to do this, you have to do that. The YouTube platform and it being part of Google is just an entirely different beast. It's still the same concept, so to speak, but it's definitely not it's not the same structure. And that's what I like about it, is the structure. I can do this whenever I want. If I wanted to, I could make a whole bunch of videos back to back in however much time. A lot of people don't even like hour-long videos. This one is probably over an hour at this point. Yeah, we're at 1 hour and 10 minutes. It'll probably be cut down to an hour at this point, though, when you're watching it. So, but right now, as far as recording, I'm at 1 hour and 10 minutes. And all I'm doing is farming. And don't get me wrong, it's not making me a lot of money. Half of you guys probably won't even get to this point of it because you're like, this dude's just fucking rambling about shit. I don't want to stay here. I also don't want to see him just getting pyrite. So if you did make it this far, I appreciate you. If you didn't, well, it doesn't matter because you're not going to be here for me to say anything to you. Not that I would put you down or anything, but my point is, I could literally, oh shit. I could literally go and I could make, let me see. I could make about 30 videos in, hang on, I'm doing math in my head. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 10 would be 30. I'm doing that wrong. No, I mean, I could do it that way too. I could go and I could make 10-minute videos in 3 hours. I could make 30 of them. And then if I wanted to, I could cut those videos up to where, like I said, they're 10 minutes each. And I could take a month off and still have videos coming out for you guys for a month, because what I'll do is I'll prep the videos ahead of time. And that is what I like about YouTube. That's what I like about making the content for you guys. Don't get me wrong, the day, if I ever did that, the day that I would do that would hurt so bad. Not necessarily hurt, but it would just be horrible trying to do all of that in one day. So that's why I'll probably never do it. But it's possible, is my point. Oh, hello. But the fact that that is possible is what has me liking this better than doing any type of 9-to-5 job, because I could do this for, like I said, 3 hours, and I could have a month's worth of content for you guys, where a boss or someone else, quote unquote, oh, did the pyrite never even spawn back here? It's been so long. Why is the pyrite not back here? Damn. So this is where I got the pyrite from before, because this place is littered with pyrite. Damn, where the hell is more pyrite then? Not gonna be much though. I don't even think it's pyrite though. It's probably saltpeter or sulfur. Go find out. But anyway, I could do that. I could set you guys up for a month with having, and technically I'm only doing a video every other day, so that would technically be a month and a half for you guys. 2 months, month and a half, I think. Anyway, and I wouldn't have to worry about it for a month and a half. Where if you have a normal 9-to-5 job, you have to go minimum 8 hours, 5 days a week, and you're getting shit for pay. Don't get me wrong, I'm getting shit for pay too right now, but I'm hoping that'll change. Maybe I'll get more popular. One of these days, one of my videos will just take off. There is still one video that a lot of people watch. Too bad it's just a short video, and it's like 13 seconds, something like that. It's not that many seconds. It's actually a really small amount of seconds. But it's a short video, so I think I got maybe $1 from that a month or something, if that. But it's basically, it's the ARC video where I show people how to, it's for ARC Ascension, let me clarify. It's for ARC Ascension. And I show people how to split stacks and everything, or pick up a whole stack and move it fastly, because in ARC on the PS4, ARC Survival Evolved, the buttons were different. And then when they made ARC Ascension for the PS5, which I think even ARC Survival Evolved is on PS5 too. But anyway, ARC Ascension, they changed the button, like the way that the buttons work and how you do it. That video to this day still gets tons of views. And I'm hoping that one of these days, one of my normal videos, like maybe even one like this, will just get like 1,000 views. That's all I ask for, is 1,000 views. I'm not asking for like some crazy number. 1,000 views would get me so much publicity, so to speak. And you guys are like, why do you need publicity? Because that's how your channels take off. Like if I can just get one of my videos, one of my full videos, not the shorts, one of my full videos to get some publicity, I think my channel would probably blow up a little bit more, and I would make what I need to make just off of YouTube. And that's not even counting people who actually join the channel and they pay for it. Like that's just counting the what I would make from ad revenue. That's what I'm hoping for. But it hasn't happened yet. So here I sit on the sleeted shit. I said that wrong. Here I sit on the sleeted. I don't know that saying. I think you're supposed to say it without saying shit, and the whole thing is people end up saying shit. Here I sit on the sleeted. I want to say shit, but that's not what. I don't know. You guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about. It's like the Peter Piper thing. Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? I don't know the answer to that one. But rubber baby buggy bumper. And how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? The answer to that one is he would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could if a woodchuck could chuck wood. And then there's something about a potato, I think, in another one. They're way off. I don't know where there's any more pyrite. I thought I did. There's a snake back here. He ain't got no pyrite. Is that pyrite? No, that's stone. Oh, that's what we could have done. I'm not at the house anymore, though. We could have seen how much, not how much, but what materials we needed for the, for the scorpion armor that we got in the last one. I never even looked at. Yeah, I still don't know, guys. You guys are like, know what? Why I was even talking about the whole thing of why I don't like working with Spectrum and shit, or not necessarily Spectrum, but just places like Spectrum. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you're a dishonest person if you work for places like that, because honestly, I think we were trained wrong. When I quit, I do think they were kind of revamping because they had a lot of people calling back in saying that they were lied to and everything. So I don't think I was trained right. So it could 100% not be Spectrum's fault, but at the same time, I do think it is because, or at least partially, because when we were getting sales, like they would listen to our calls and they would praise us on those. So they knew what we were doing, even if we were doing it wrong. But like I said, I'm not pointing the whole finger there. But at the same time, like that's how I see all salespeople, whether it's real estate for a house, car salesman, anything like that. I'll even talk about someone that I used to work with at Spectrum. I won't say their name or anything. And they may see this video because I do think that they're subscribed to the channel. At this point, I don't like the person. Like I said, I won't say their name. Some of you may know who it is. Some of you may not. Please don't say the name if you know who it is. But anyway, there was a person who worked at Spectrum with me. It was a female. She decided to do real estate. And I think she was already in real estate before, but it wasn't really like catching on. So they were working at Spectrum in the meantime. Well, they quit, I think, before me. And they were also doing real estate at the same time. Now, I'm a veteran. For those of you who don't know, I am a veteran. And this person knew that. They told me, they were like, hey, we'll help you get a place, you know, you can use your VA loan, this and that. And I have no issue with that. I'm not saying, oh, my VA loan is sacred, you can't use it in this and that. That's not what I'm saying. However, they were setting me up for failure, and I knew this because luckily I looked into it before. So if I hadn't looked into it, I probably would have got tricked into this. They were like, hey, what you can do is you can use your VA loan And don't get me wrong, there are people who do this. There's people who still do this. It's definitely a possibility. It can be lucrative, but it's also a very bumpy road, and you have to have a fallback. I didn't have a fallback because I had just quit from Spectrum, so I didn't even have a job. But they're like, hey, you can use your VA loan, you can go out, you can get a condo. And then they're like, what you can do with that condo is you can rent it out to people. And then like you live in one half the condo, have them live in the other half the condo. However, what you do is you make them pay for the full amount. You tell them that's what their rent is. Definitely a possibility. I'm not saying, like I said, not saying it's wrong. I know people who do that. I know people who it works for. But the problem is, if no one else rents out that condo for the price you're looking for, you are then stuck with the price of a condo that you can't afford. You know what I mean? So, if you don't have the common sense to know that, you will get screwed. Like I said, luckily I knew about this ahead of time. I had looked into it previously. But when I quit Spectrum and they found out, they hit me up, and that was the first thing they told me. They were like, hey, I can help you get a place, and you won't have to pay anything. It'll be free for you, and you just charge the other person. And that's all they told me. They didn't tell me, hey, like, this is what might happen if that person doesn't pay, or if you never get a renter or anything like that. And then at that point, you're also stuck in a contract that they don't tell you about. So there's a lot of shit that they didn't tell me. And it made me look at that person in a whole different light, because that is uncool for someone who says you're a friend, but then they tell you shit like that you're going to be all perfectly set and not have to pay for anything. And I know a lot of you guys are probably like, oh, well, that's fucking common sense. You know, that's a bad gig anyway. You'd be surprised how many people actually fall for shit like that. And the fact that the person was telling me that it would be okay no matter what is a huge red flag. So, needless to say, don't talk to that person anymore. Pretty sure they're still subscribed to my channel, but I'm also pretty sure they never watch any of my videos. They were one of those support friends that, hey, you support me and I'll support you, except they never really supported you ever. So even if they see this, don't really care, because they'll know who they are, and now they know why I stopped talking to them. So I'm okay with that. So here they come. Oh, did not mean to go first person. I want to get what's down here, but I think there's people right here. See, they're still aggroed on me, so even if I drop down right here, they're going to come at me. Couple. Here it comes. I don't know what else to talk to you guys about. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Well, still getting pyrite. And I really don't know where there's any more pyrite. I just got lucky that there's some here. This is not the area I was thinking about looking at. Alright, there's a couple more over there, and then there's a little batch here. Oh wait, actually we can go get these without it being an issue, I'm pretty sure. Oh, guess it is an issue. If anyone can get right here, but I guess we'll find out in a second when somebody hits me in the back. Oh. What I need to do in this game, I need to go and talk to, oh, hello. I need to go and talk to Bonnie so that we can get those birds taken care of, the brown birds, so I can actually live on this side so that I don't have to go back and forth every single time. Coming. I think it's going to be nighttime, but I think it's also... Well, no, because it'll warn me if there's a storm. I don't think I saw a warning. I think it's one of those light storms in the game where it's just going to rain, but it's not like one of the ones where you need to like seek shelter. See, and this is why I should do like Twitch, because like the shit that I'm talking about, I know it's relatable to you guys. The problem is, and I'm not saying it's all relatable, I'm saying a lot of it is. And not all necessarily to you as an individual, but a lot of it to a lot of different people. So, like, where it might be like one thing is relatable to you and 3 things relatable to someone else. Like, it's all relatable is what I mean, to somebody, even if it's not all to one person. But that's the thing, though, is like I do videos like this, and people want to talk back and forth, and I know that. I know that. Here's the catch, though. This is where I have an issue. Hang on. So here's the thing. Trying to say this without emotion, because I get emotional very quickly. I don't know if that's me as an individual. I don't know if that's the PTSD side of things. So that also becomes an issue with doing this live. If I was to make a video and I was to talk to people live, how I'm talking to you guys in a video like this, I'll be honest, I probably would start tearing up. And to me, as a full-grown man who's 41, it's a little embarrassing. And some of you guys might be like, "Oh, that's nothing to be embarrassed about." I don't think so either. However, some people out there are complete assholes, and they like to make fun of people when that happens. And at this point in time, I don't think I'd be able to handle that. That's why I don't really do it, because it's an issue. And the thing is, too, that, like I said, I know this is relatable to a lot of people. It would probably, like, things like this would be really good for Twitch content. Because, like I said, that's what people want. They want to talk to people. They want to have something to share with other people. Good, bad, anything. Like, they just, sometimes people just want to be heard. And I get that. And I think that some of my content would be great on Twitch. Especially going into things like this, about how people feel, what people do, struggles they go through. Like I said, sometimes people just want to be heard. Jeez, that is so loud. Sometimes people just want to be heard, and I fully understand that. But like I said, I don't think I'd be able to do it because of how I would react with how people react to how I'm already reacting, if that makes sense. Bandage. So it's kind of like a hit and miss thing, you know? Like, it's like, is it really worth it to put yourself out there? And I have no problem. Oh. I have no problem with you guys knowing the type of person I am, but I do have a problem with people who, I don't want to say take advantage of that, but people who don't understand that and they just, I mean, I guess for lack of a better term, they make fun of you. Like that's literally what they do. It's nothing else. It's, ow! I already stopped flying. It's literally people just making fun of you for being a vulnerable person. And it's sad that that's what the world's come to, but that's exactly what it is. Some more down here. I thought I saw some down there. Oh wait, maybe it's over there. Hell no. How much we have right now, or probably is. And this still isn't going to be enough. What? Oh, never mind. I was going to say, he's by himself. I can take him. And then another dude showed up. I mean, I could take both of them. The other dude, I was saying, did he run away? Oh, I didn't know you guys have whiz too. I thought it was. Trying to take out this dude first because he's the one that poisons me. And the poison's not like doing much damage, but what it is doing. Oh, are they actually hitting me? The wisps? Oh, this is an elite. What am I doing? Are they hitting me? Are you chasing me? Oh, I'm hitting him. Okay, okay. So we are hurting him. I thought I had to like drink some kind of stuff. Damn it. Nope, nope, not the elite. Can't do it. What's gonna come? Oh, he's fighting them too. Oh, hi. Get him? I did. Otherworldly glitter. Got him. Did they kill the one down there, or did he kill them? Oh, they're still fighting. Alright, yeah, we're gonna leave. Oh, alright, yeah, I don't even remember what I was talking about. I know about being vulnerable and all that, but I don't know if I was done saying what I was trying to say. I think I was. Oh, they dropped hoots too. I got hoots. How many hoots do we have right now? 283. Inventory's not even close to being full. So I don't want to fight in the lead. Oh, they killed him. Grab that. Wait, can I get over here? Can't get here though. Oh Oh, I thought he was actually gonna hit me. Oh shit, is he gonna hit me? Oh shit, he's hitting me. I was adjusting myself. Bandage. I don't think they can get up here. I think I have more bandages. Yeah, ones that they dropped. Oh, they're already equipped. Let's use those. Eat a little bit of this steak here. Mushroom steak or whatever it's called. Oh. Yeah, I totally got distracted though. Vulnerability, yeah. I think people can relate with that. I think it would definitely help with people. And if I did it on Twitch, specifically on Twitch, I think it would probably get a lot of views because, like I said, it would be relatable to people and they will come and they will talk about their vulnerabilities. Or the thing that I'm worried about is you will have the people who are coming on there and trolling you. They're like, look, this dude's crying. He's 41 years old and he's fucking crying on Twitch like a little baby. Stop working in your mom's basement. You know, and obviously none of that shit's true. Like, I'm living on my own. I don't fucking live in my parents' basement. But like people like that talk about shit like that, whether it's true or not, that's the shit that bothers me. And I know what a lot of you are saying. You're like, oh, if it's not true, why does it bother you? Because it does. I don't know. I'm fucking human. Like, how does it not bother you guys? I don't have the capacity to ignore shit like that. I don't know why. I just don't. Like, I mean, there are a lot of times where people will do or say certain things that I can ignore. But at a certain point, like, if they keep doing it, it's really hard to. Ow, it really is. Like, I don't know. I can't do it. Need to find more pyrite. Out here. Switch back to the other wing so we can get out of here faster. Go cannons. Gotta be careful. Alright. We're at an hour and 38 minutes. I'm gonna go for 2 hours. So if you guys want to hang out, please feel free to do so. If you guys are still here, not necessarily if you agree with what I'm saying, but if you guys would like to see, you know, me on Twitch or something. Like, I've done Twitch before, but I've just never really stuck with it, and I didn't really know what to say or anything. But if you guys would like to see me on Twitch and want to talk about half the shit that I brought up, let me know. Maybe I'll jump back on Twitch, and I'll give you guys my my Twitch handle again. I wish I had the original Chaos Eclipse one. I don't think I do. I think it's like Chaos Eclipse 101 or something, because Chaos Eclipse was taken. Yet I've never seen anyone on Twitch called Chaos Eclipse because I've looked several times. So I'm assuming it's someone who got the name and they just don't use it. I don't know. The funny thing is I never really thought about that. Like, I did the one on YouTube because I was like, oh, no one has this. Like, I Googled it and no one on YouTube had it. And then when I started making videos, like 3 other people had it and it said that they've had it for a year. I'm like, why couldn't I find this before? So unfortunately, I'm not the only Chaos Eclipse on YouTube even. But at least I got to pick, like, I still got to pick it and the name, like, what you guys see is Chaos Eclipse. I think it's like Chaos Eclipse and then some numbers is my @ but none of my shit matches. And I thought about like changing all of that so that it all matches, but That's going to be too much work. And then with the followers that I do have, not that it's necessarily a lot, like it's a decent amount. I'm not saying that you guys don't put in your part or whatever, but I'm saying it's not like hundreds of thousands or anything. Like I don't want to end up changing my name just to try to get something unique when I'm already, I think, decently established. I don't know where there's any more pyrite. I want to say there's some down in there, but I don't think there is. I think that's either sulfur or saltpeter. It's down under this crack right here. Sulfur's up here, so I think it's saltpeter down in there. Even that I got recently. I think it's saltpeter that's down in there. There it is. Yeah, it's saltpeter that's down in there. Sulfur up here. Which, I mean, I could be getting all this stuff too, because we're going to need it for the, when we make the hand cannon anyway. I think you need all this stuff to make the, well, for one, you need it to make the hand cannon itself. But you also need it to make the fire sand to be able to make the bullets for it. Unless they change that, like they did the arrows. No, because you still need to make the arrows. I'm thinking of the grappling. But problem is I still need the other thing right now. Pyrite. And the only other place I can think of is over there where we just looked, where the tarantulas were. Obviously that's still cleared out from the last time I did it. Yeah, you guys see why I like these wings better than the other ones though? Like, look how far we came just now, like just a couple seconds. And the other ones I would just be higher up in the air. It'd just be straight up from where we are. And then plus these also come in handy when you're fighting something. I don't think I ever showed you guys me fighting the actual, or no, did I? I think I did. I think I fought the snake for you guys. But the snake, like you'll hit him and then he does this like a charge attack, and then you can like do this and just move away from him just to get some distance and then heal up while you're away from him and then go back in or let him charge towards you, whatever you decide to do. Yes, here's the tarantulas. Pyrite back, yeah. Oh, you know what? I think I know where there's pyrite. I don't want to go over there. We got 15 minutes, guys, so I can show you where the pyrite's at. Pyrite there. Is the last place I want to go to, although I did tell you I would eventually explore with you guys. It's, oh, what's that area called? The Greylands? And it's down in the sewers. Pretty sure there's pyrite down. Not a lot, but I'm pretty sure there's pyrite down in there. Could be wrong. Maybe it's only metal that's down in there. Find out in a minute. Actually, you know what? For these last 15 minutes, let's talk with Bonnie. Let's see what she has to say, because no one's sending us to her. Maybe the last guy will send us to her, but we're gonna talk with her now. I don't know another time when we would actually come over here to talk to her. And I'm pretty sure it's Bonnie. Only from watching other people's streams, and they all mention Bonnie. Back, let's remove her. I don't know, her mark never stayed anyway. stamina back. Making sure that beetle didn't follow us. And here's Bonnie here. So I thought this was like a drilling thing, but it's not. I think she's also the one that has, like, see, because she has a crystal here. I think she's also the one that starts teaching you about the weird stuff. So I do think this is technically, let me at least explain this to you guys. You know what? Shit. It is Bonnie. It's Bonnie Dell. We're not going to talk with her. Because this is only, I don't, like, if people are not paying attention to this video, I don't want them to miss out. Because I did say that this was only going to be a farming video. So yeah, we're not going to talk with her. I'll show you guys the other sewers over in the Great. My apologies. I got everybody's hopes up. I'm sorry. Go back to the Great Lands. Shit. You be there? Nope. Not gonna happen. Eh. Oh, that's not gonna help either. I was gonna try to grapple to it, but then I just realized you can't do shit with the grapple when you don't even have stamina. So it wouldn't work anyway. Yeah, so since we only got like 12 minutes now, 13 minutes, I'll show you guys where the Grey Lands are, and I'll go down into the sewers, but I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I don't want to go over the 2 hours. You have to use your imagination. Here. Stamina back again. We should be able to make it up the rest of the way to the tree. I don't want to go to the actual tree because of the birds that are there. I think we can make it right here. I hope we can. Close. Oh, barely. Okay. Made it though. And from here, now that we're up here, we can switch back to the other wings. Right up here. And it's only dark because it's nighttime, obviously, if you guys didn't see it at the top there. Yeah, so the Grey Lands are down over there. Get the metal from where all the cement is, that's the Grey Lands. So I will show you guys the sewers a little bit. In fact, there's something at the end of the sewers that I never showed you guys. You know the spear thing that they poison you with, the Aether people? You'll find a dead small folk in there, and you'll see that spear next to him in the ground, which I don't know if that's still a thing because obviously there have been a few updates since then, but that's what it used to be. And I think that insinuated that small folk, or that Etherians came and they killed that small folk dude with that spear. There's no other bodies or anything in the area. Alright, so here we are. Don't want to land there because that's where the boss is. There's several different ways you can get in. We're going to take the dangerous one and we're going to go straight through this manhole here. My suggestion, if you've never been down in here, do not drop down right here because there's going to be spiders and other shit, right? Oh god. Jeez, that scared me. There's going to be spiders and other shit down in here. Oh crap, you can make it too. Yeah, there's spiders, there's roaches, there's flies, there's a whole bunch of different shit in here. Go back already, dude. So you probably don't want to come in through here. This is also an entrance. My audio is messing up. Hold on. There we go. Where am I? Maybe outside? Should I? There's a frog out here. Where the hell am I? Okay, yeah, this isn't where I thought I was at, but yeah. As you can see, there's a frog there. There's an entrance here. There's also an entrance that comes out over here somewhere. I think it's right here. That's the one where it kind of leads out like this, except it's an actual little cave thing. It's not an actual sewer, but it's part of being down here in the sewers. And you'll find the dead small folk in there. But down in here, I believe, somewhere in here, there's pyrite. So I'm just going to kind of... Oh, died right here. So I'm just going to kind of go through here. Oh, hello. No thanks. No thanks. A glow bug? I think it is. Firefly. Yeah, so maybe there's not pyrite down in here. Maybe. All this other shit. Metal. What I was thinking of. Spider. Cockroaches, flies. Stamina back so we can boost past these. Nope, not that way. Oh, this is where the dude's at. Okay, yeah, so let's stop right here. We're gonna kill all this stuff real quick. Which will probably be a little ways past our 2-hour mark at the end. I'll at least be able to show you guys what I was talking about. I am more worried about the flies than I am worried about the cockroach, because the flies hit more often. I think they're weaker, but they do hit more often. Guys, okay. So it must not be night. Ow, shit. It's not nighttime anymore. These dudes would be able to attack me. All right, but yeah, this is what I was talking about. So you'll come here, you'll find this little area where it's all lit up. Right back here. There you go. Oh, it's in him. Okay. So the spear's in this small folk dude. This is called the Stinger Lance. If you pick it up, you learn how to make it. Can't tell if he's one of ours or one of theirs. But you can't talk to him or anything. But in my opinion, it insinuates someone came over here by water. Because obviously this is really deep water. They attacked this dude and just left him to die. But yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, it looks like there's no pyrite down here, by the way. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down in the comments section. I will say there is also a high-level gecko somewhere down in here. Just like one of the smaller lizards. I think they were called geckos. And then there is spiders, flies, roaches. That's everything. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you did stay to the end, do me a favor, put a little heart emoji as an icon down in the comments so I know that you guys actually stayed and watched the videos. It's not a requirement, but it helps me. It helps me to understand the type of content you want, because if you obviously stayed here and you watched the entire video of me talking, then obviously you're okay with this type of content and it's something that you're interested in. Now, don't get me wrong, if you also stayed to the end and you're like, man, this is fucking boring as shit, why did I even stay? If you didn't like it, don't put the heart emoji icon, because I'm using that to tell whether you guys actually enjoyed the video or not. So if you stayed, but you didn't enjoy it, don't put that heart emoji icon. That's more to let me know that you guys stayed and that you're willing to watch this again if you decide to, or if I decide to make another video. Oh, okay. I was like, can I not go up through there? Yeah, see, if you didn't have these wings, you wouldn't be able to come up through there, so can't jump up. Well, you can use the grapple too now, so another thing. Oh, that's right. There's a storm going on right now. I probably shouldn't be out here. All right, we'll go hang out over here by this person. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. In the next video, probably gonna have to wait a couple days in game, so I don't know what I'm gonna do in the meantime. Because what I need to do is I need to figure out, well, not figure out. I need to wait for the pyrite to respawn in order for me to get enough pyrite to get enough hoots to be able to carry on with everything that we need to do. But in the next one, we'll probably go back to Granger and have him do the whole thing, because I think with that we only needed the treat, which you guys seen that I already have. But yeah, you know what? There is one quick thing we can do real fast. I just want to look at it, guys. I just want to look. It's not going to take long, I promise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back home real quick. And if this isn't the right tree, I'm just going to make a tree real quick. I'm just going to change the spawn or whatever for the tree. We're going to look at that scorpion armor real quick to see if it's better than the armor we're using. And what it takes to make it. We're not going to actually make it. We're not going to actually, at least not right now, we're not going to make it. If it's better, I'll probably have it in the next one, but we're not going to like spend the time to make it right now. But I want to see the stats on it, and I want to see what it requires to make it, because I have a feeling you probably need a whole bunch of scorpion chitin or chitin, whatever you want to call it. That I don't have. I have some scorpion chitin, but I haven't had to use it for anything, so it's just sitting there. But I would assume that's probably what you need it for, is for that armor. It would make sense that that's what you need it for, especially since it's scorpion stuff. But yeah, I think this is our home. Even if it's not, I'll just transfer it here real quick. All down the thing real quick. Yeah, so this one's already ours. If not, it would ask me to change it first. And we'll still stay within the 2 hours, I think, because right now on my timer it says 1:57. It's not really a timer, like I don't sit here with a timer. I think some people do. It's the recording software I use for StreamLabs. Recording for. Let's go up. And then I would assume it's going to be on the forge? Question mark? I'm Ron Burgundy. Oh, but yeah, what I was saying about the little heart emoji. So put that down in the comment section. If you, well, okay, we can do this. If you stayed to the end of the video, no matter what, put like a little hourglass symbol or like a watch, something I know that has to do with, hey, I stayed the entire time, quote unquote time. You know, put something with time in it, like a little watch, a little hourglass, something like that. If you liked the entire video, or not necessarily the entire video, but if you liked this type of video, go ahead and put a heart emoji, because that lets me know if you liked the video or if you just stayed because you were just being nice or whatever. All right, here is the scorpion armor. So yeah, we don't have a lot of this stuff. Snake leather, Jesus. So this has to be better, right? If it's using snake leather, all 40s, 144. I think that's definitely better than what we have. Yeah, because these are all 36s and 140. Damn, so now I gotta make scorpion armor. Okay, so that's what I'll be doing when I am waiting for the... I mean, technically, I think even the rodent armor is better. Oh no, the rodent armor is even worse. Okay, so scorpion armor is where it's at. All right, I guess scorpion armor it is. So we're gonna be making some scorpion armor. Shit, it's gonna take some of the pyrite too, though. But yeah, we're gonna make some of this scorpion armor. I don't remember where I got those year decaying hairs. I'll have to look that up again. Get them from the tarantulas and stuff. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna be making this because it has better stats. Yeah, thank you all for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. You all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to share my videos and help my channel blow up, please. Please, I'm tired of it. I am so tired of all the I'm jumping through. Something's got to give, you know what I mean? Has to. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.